Good morning, Dudley. Here we are, March 10th, 2023. Wow. 2023. Joanne, you got the floor.
Are we doing Pledge of Allegiance
Oh,
first?
yes, of course we are. It didn't say it on, it
somebody's
didn't
in
say, it
charge.
didn't say it on the schedule.
Yes, sir, number one, pledge of allegiance.
Hey, you're looking at the wrong one. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, yeah, you have the wrong agenda.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
Your
say.
folder's underneath on the bottom
Oh.
of that pile.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the minutes for the February 10th regular meeting.
Second.
Unanimous, there it is.
Make a motion to approve the executive board meeting minutes for February 10th, 2023.
Second.
Unanimous.
I make a motion to approve the motor vehicle abatements for the month of February for $6,273.25.
Second.
Unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the boat excise abatement month of January for $15.
Second.
Unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the rescinded voided excise abatement in the amount of $73.39.
Second.
Unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the revived real estate taxes in the amount of $151.38.
Second.
Unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the supplemental bills in the amount of $10,878.07.
Second.
Unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the motor vehicle commitment for number 4 for levy 2022 in the amount of $59,075.84.
Second.
Unanimous.
Okay, we're up to old business. Says you're giving us the results of that meeting for the FAA.
So last night, it's my understanding that Rich's help and my help, they're being cut back to only 6 months. Getting paid for 6 months out of the year, and it's up to our department to figure out what the hours are. You know, whether she works 6 full months and is laid off for 6 months, if she works. Now that, I believe, is only if the override does not go through. Mary texted me last night, she took it as that's the way it was gonna be. I just wanna confirm with John that that's only if the override doesn't pass. And then I'll let you guys know.
Okay, so we're on hold.
We're on hold. So last night we presented our budget without the 10% cuts. And I only had a handful of things that went up, and that was, you know, like the computer software that goes
Yeah.
up every year. The interim went up $500.
Yeah.
Everything else I kept the same. I didn't change the salaries, I didn't change longevity pay, I didn't change expenses, education, any of that. I
Okay,
kept it level funded.
okay.
So that was different than the 10% cut one?
Yeah, so last week we had to present our 10% cuts. This week we had to present as if it was a regular budget year with no cuts.
Yeah, I started watching it, but I couldn't hear it with the TV.
Oh, there wasn't good sound?
Oh, well, always, there's never good sound when you watch it live.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta turn the TV all the way up to 100. At least I do. It's different TVs too, it's not just
I
that
thought
one
they just
TV.
fixed all the equipment too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You can hear it, it's just gotta be,
So that was the gloom and doom.
Okay.
So, the money for the interim reval is in that budget?
Yes, with the $500 increase.
Right. So why don't we take that out of there? It's our budget, right? We get to spend how we want, so we
Yes.
take it out of there.
Then the state steps in and charges us a lot more.
Is that our problem? Or do we have to get the work done? Well, I'm just thinking that that's a way of getting our work done.
It's just we won't have our new assessed values, we won't get the tax rate set.
Not our problem. They said, here's the budget, you spend the money the way you wanna spend it. Isn't that what we were just told?
Yes.
So you got 6 months' pay, too bad. Give her full time or no time. That's
And she'll
terrible,
be
terrible,
walking.
terrible way to
She'll
work.
be walking.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't blame her, I would too.
I don't either. I would look for another job too.
So, give that a
So I'll be
lot.
in the office alone again
Well,
for
we
the
just
sixth
shut the
time in
doors.
20 years.
Just shut the doors. You can't do both. Serve the public and serve the Commonwealth. And if we don't do the Commonwealth, we don't get much of anything in the way of cherry sheets or anything else.
Is that an override, two separate amounts, like one for
No,
the
one-
schools? So it's all,
It's one total,
It's all-
1.6 is for the town, which will get us through the next 5 years. The other one is for the schools, that's for their, what do they call it?
They're
They're
5% raise.
participating in a $500,000 study, feasibility study, to have somebody come in and let them know, you know, what repairs need to be done. It's for the roof, and I believe for other things.
I just don't understand why they don't have a reserve for replacement, like every other stinking business in the world does. I mean, air conditioners are gonna go, roofs are gonna go, where's the reserves for replacements? Ah, my God.
some money from the cannabis. And 225, they were saying at the planning board meeting, a year.
That we would get?
Yeah, with the 3%.
get it?
I know for a fact we got 84,000 something, from 2022, because I asked John for it, but,
Now, the bridge on, I asked about the bridge last night, the Hill Street Chase Ave Bridge,
Yep.
or Brandon Road Bridge. That's getting demolished in April. But it's just getting demolished, it's not getting rebuilt probably for the, it's gonna cost $6.25 million to rebuild the bridge, so you're talking about another 4 to 6 years before the bridge gets fixed.
Oh, my God.
For
But it's
that.
getting demolished in April.
for that dry bridge, or whatever they call
The
it?
bridge on, that goes to Hill
Yeah,
Street.
but I thought they were doing like two different bridges.
I was talking to Highway last night at the meeting, cause I wanted to know, cause the taxpayer was asking me, when's that gonna get repaired?
Alright,
And he says, we're just demolishing it, cost $6.25 million to rebuild it, and where's the money gonna come from?
yeah, that might be both bridges then. Cause then, well, they got that actual bridge
Yeah,
that's working. The bridge that's shut down right now is just like the bridge going over,
where's the other bridge?
it's the actual bridge. You can't really tell, you have to go down there.
That one bridge is two
The
bridges?
one that they're demolishing is not really part of the bridge over the water, it's right before the water.
Oh, I
That's
didn't,
why it's on the Dudley side only. I don't remember what they call it, but it's like,
didn't know that.
yeah.
All right, so can everybody,
So, can you have a presentation of that creative budget in the next meeting?
I don't understand your question.
Can you revise the budget you submitted
What we
and
just
bring it
talked
to the
about?
meeting, so
Oh.
then we
Well-
can tell them?
I'll
How
sit
much
down.
is that a year, the revale?
The interims are 4,500, the mass reval is about 60,000, every 5
How much do we
years.
put in each year?
4,500.
4,500.
The recertification every 5 years is done on a town meeting article.
And how much are we short on the salaries?
If he cuts Mary in half, if he cuts Mary 6 months, she's down to like $20,000, $20,000 salary from 40.
4,500 doesn't go anywhere, does it?
No, it isn't gonna do much of
Well,
anything.
see, that was the problem when I was cutting the budget. We have a $148,000 budget. The majority of that budget is salaries
I know that.
and computer software.
Mhm.
You're talking $2,500 for education and $600 for toner and dues and all that stuff. Pens, pencils, that's what, under $3,000?
Yeah.
The rest is all major stuff that we have to have, it's mandated by the state to get it done, so we can't really cut that unless, you know, we do it.
So when does this come up for vote? What's the date that they actually gonna vote on the override?
April 25th, I wanna say.
Then probably you should write an article, get a couple articles in the paper, explain the scenario.
I talked about that, and we really, with our new policy, we cannot do that. It has to be done by me as a citizen, it cannot be done by me as a department head.
What the hell is that all about?
Because I was gonna put something in, and Deborah Flack is our social media person now, in the new policy that you guys got, it said that we can't, so for example, there was one department that wrote something in the paper as the department head, and that's a big problem.
Hold on, you telling me you can't write an article to explain to the public what overrides mean to your department? You're not allowed to do, I didn't ask you for a recommendation, I didn't ask you to say one way or another to vote for it or not vote
I've
for
been asked not to do
it.
that at this point,
By who?
the town administrator.
So I can write an article that's
As a
informational to the
taxpayer.
public that says to you what happens when this happens. Now, does that affect me according to him being on a board?
I think if you write it as the taxpayer and not an assessor, you're okay.
Yeah,
And so what happens if I write as an assessor? They're gonna take away my badge,
I don't know.
cut my pay in half,
probably get an ethics
take away my
thing.
vacation?
Probably that you've overstepped the fact that you are doing an undue influence,
Well,
not
there's
with.
no ethics issue
Yeah, we're
there.
not allowed to, as a department, to be for or against the override. We're not
Yeah.
allowed to do that.
Yeah. But,
Now, as a taxpayer, you can have your own personal opinion, but you have to make it clear that it's not as an assessor or the assessing department.
So we have to go before Jonathan to get anything that we write in the paper approved?
no, well, if
He
we
would
do it
like
as
to
a board.
He would like to see it for liability
I'd like to
reasons.
Have
see
them
it
send that over to
in
email
writing.
where that says that we
Yeah.
can't do
But
that.
you have it. It was what you signed for. There was the new handbook, and then
I
there
need
was
him
the-
to highlight it then, because
Okay.
that's not hitting me
Okay.
what it was.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I
didn't
can't
see it
write an
either.
informational piece that explains to the public what overrides do.
I wanna know what happens if you do.
I don't know if anything would happen to you, but it could probably happen to me.
How?
You're not allowed to explain to the public how things work. You didn't say one way or another.
So does that mean
So
that?
Deb LaPlaca, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook, but Deb LaPlaca did put a huge article on there of what would happen, what the detriment would be per office if the override didn't go through. And she did put on there, we wouldn't have the online property record cards, I wouldn't be able to get redesignated to do my job, and she did it department by department.
Okay, interesting.
But I will,
You know-
I will check with John, and
Okay.
that's why I didn't write the article, because
Yeah.
I was advised not to, and I'm not putting myself in the
Oh, no,
paper
no.
as an individual taxpayer.
But the
No.
problem with that is you're not talking about the impact of the taxpayer. They don't care what happens to the town hall, they
That
wanna
was
know what
what
happens
the-
to them.
That was what the meeting was last night.
Yeah. All
The
right,
one that you can't hear?
well, we still
Well,
have
you can
time
hear-
to play
You
nice.
can hear it on YouTube, it'll be fine.
We'll play nice, let's,
Oh, YouTube is good.
Yeah, it's just over the cable, I don't know why. I haven't watched it yet, but I assume usually it's, when you watch it live, you can't really hear it, but when you watch it on YouTube, the volume's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, except for our meetings.
So John did a long talk at the very beginning of the detriment if the override doesn't go through, if you wanna listen to just that first part.
so the selectmen are losing their clerk too? Is that accurate?
No.
That was last meeting though, right? No, the one before that, when John did the little speech?
I don't know, I'll give you the paperwork that I got on who's
Yeah, that
getting
would be-
cut and
yeah,
who's
yeah.
not getting
Well,
cut.
let's play fair. If we lose ours, he
What?
can lose his.
No, that's not gonna happen, you know that. It never does.
I'm just
Okay.
sick and tired of working alone for 3 and 4 months at a time.
I was surprised that the Board of Health is getting stipends, they only meet once a month too. I'm surprised about
Well,
that.
we haven't had stipends in years.
And I've tried to
Joanne's
get them
missing a
back.
couple signatures on
I've
the-
tried to get
on
them
these
back
two.
and
Interesting.
Top of these ones and the top and there, Joanne's missing signatures.
Can you just go through those, Rania?
Oh, holy moly.
Son's signature, there's
Yeah,
apparently.
we're working on the signature stamp. I'm trying to find one that I can actually upload your signatures.
Do we have money for it?
We do now, till June 30th we have money.
Quick, get it.
That's what I'm doing.
Get all of
It'll
them.
be, if we get cut, I can't buy toner for my printers,
Yeah, well, that's not a problem.
you know.
Get your education in case they cut
Can't
that.
get the education in.
Yeah.
All right, so did you want to take a vote? Can everybody make it April 14th?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
Even if I put it in the book. So I remember.
It's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist, Rania.
Yeah, I know it. It's true. Okay, what are we up to?
You know, you just cited a perfect example of what's wrong with this. The general government winds up cannibalizing themselves while the school department gets everything they want. It just, nobody's ever organized.
So the last override, it's my understanding, the last override for the school, we had put money in for town hall.
Not according to the
No,
article,
not the
we didn't.
last one, not the last one. There was one that we did, and it carried us through for 5 years, and now there's nothing left to carry us through for the next 5 years. So that's what this, why he put in the 1.6 million, I believe it was, for the town hall, to carry us through for another 5 years.
Okay.
Is
Wonderful
everybody-
way to do business.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys all good for the 14th?
Yep.
Okay, you want to adjourn? Connie?
I make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Second.
Unanimous. Executive session under MGL Chapter 30A, 21A7, to comply with or act under the authority of any general or special law or federal grant and aid requirement, discussion or applications for tax abatement and/or exemptions, including any necessary votes pursuant to GL 59 and 60 and/or GL 214 and 1B as applicable.
Joanne Simsek, aye.
Dave Durgan, aye.
Conrad Allen, aye.
Okay.